Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's recipe, here are the ingredients: freshly cut onions, ginger and garlic powder, dry chili pepper powder, mixed spices, curry and thyme, bay leaves, seasoning cubes, salt, and chicken seasoning. So these are all the spices we need for today's recipe. And also we have our fresh tomato and fresh peppers and also vegetable oil. Now let's get started with the main thing. So I've washed my tomatoes and my peppers, so I want to blend them. I'm cutting them to help the blender, to make it easier for the blender to blend. I'll be blending the tomatoes in batches. First, I'll blend just the tomatoes. Then I'm going to follow it up with by blending the peppers with some of the onions. But of course, you mustn't blend your onions together with your peppers or your tomatoes. I just love doing it that way because I love having the onions juice assimilate very well with the tomatoes. It gives it a very sweet flavor, like a good taste. It makes it very delicious. It helps your stew to be more delicious than it would normally be. That's my own opinion, and I've been cooking my stews this way and it has been working for me for a long time. And here is my already seasoned and parboiled chicken. I seasoned with some onions, curry, thyme, salt, and 1 seasoning cube. Next step will be to heat up the vegetable oil, and I'll be frying my chicken because I wouldn't want the chicken to disintegrate inside the stew. So we'll fry it like this till the chicken is golden brown, all nice and golden. And now the chicken is ready. It's golden brown, just like we want it. So we move on to the next step. So the next thing will be to saute some of the onions. I'm adding the onions in batches too. As you can see, I left out some of the onions, which I will add later into the stew. Why? Because I love to see my onions. I love to see it in the stew. But of course, this is purely optional. It's according to your choice if you want to. And when you have properly sauteed your onions, then you can pour in your blended fresh tomatoes and peppers. So we are going to cook the blended tomatoes and peppers till all the water in it dries out and it begins to fry. Now, as you can see, the water has dried out from the tomato paste and we now have a thick tomato paste. So the next stage is that this tomato is entering into the frying stage. We are now entering into the frying stage where the tomato begins to fry. At this point, I added all the chili pepper powder with some of the spices to cook or to fry with this tomato paste. As you can see, I added some of the curry and some of the thyme with the bay leaves and the last remaining batch of the onions. So we fry this tomato paste with all the spices to allow their flavors to come together, to combine together. After about 10 minutes or so, you can see what the tomato looks like, the paste looks like now. It's a little bit fried, the water is all dried up. And this is the stage where you pour in your meat stock. That is the water you got from parboiling your chicken or your meat. Followed by your seasoning cubes, salt, and the remaining last batch of your spices, which are your curry, your thyme, your mixed spices, and salt. Also, the ginger and garlic powder seasoning goes in at this time with the chicken powdered seasoning. Sorry guys that today's recipe everything has been eyeball. There is no proper measurement, no 1 teaspoon, no 1 tablespoon of anything. So using your spatula or your spoon, mix up everything and then cover with a pot cover and allow to simmer for a few minutes. And this is what it looks like after about 3 to 5 minutes. So next thing is I'm going to add my fried chicken. I'm going to add it into the stew. This will allow some of the stew to soak into the chicken so as to make it more juicy, more juicy and tasty. But of course you mustn't do this. You can always serve your chicken on the side, you mustn't add it into your stew. It's just my choice to do so. Cover the pot and allow the chicken and the stew to simmer for about a minute before bringing down. And there you have it. Our Nigerian chicken tomato stew is ready to be served with white rice, with bread, with yam, boiled yam or fried yam, just your choice. We have come to the end of today's video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click on the notification bell as well. Thank you for watching. Bye. See you next time.